What's cooler than AC? Nobody. Nobody's cooler than AC. The only AC remotely cool as this AC is Air Excellence, and that's only for your car, baby. Hi guys, please remember to comment and give us your feedback, and don't forget to press the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Head bowed, enjoy the show.
Hello Vimbai.
Hi Acie, how are you doing?
You are the most fascinating character I have probably had on the show.
Oh really? This is dead.
No, it is not. It's
Okay, now it's working.
You good?
I'm good.
You comfortable?
I'm comfortable.
Okay, let's go. How was your flight?
Long?
You flew Ethiopian Airways.
Yes, that's why it was long.
That's where we're going to start.
Okay.
Obviously there was the big Ethiopian Airways accident.
Yeah.
Condolences to everybody who lost out.
Yeah.
What's your understanding of death and its meaning to existence?
Well, I think death is, I'll say, the same direction that everyone is going. We are born and we do what we are meant to do on earth, and then when the time comes, we all die.
Ashes to ashes.
Dust to dust.
Where did I get that from?
Yes, from the controversial
From the controversial pictures.
yes.
We're going to talk about that, but I want to introduce you properly because Vimbai, I think there is a lot of people who didn't know anything about you until the pictures came out. Mm-hmm. And I want to try and give a backdrop of context because I know a little bit more.
Okay.
So you had an illustrious time in music. I mean, you spent a lot of time with the Black Spirits. You spent a lot of time with the legend, rest in peace, Oliver Mutukudzi,
Yes.
crafting art. And for some reason, we never got to know you as much as we now know you as a result of pictures. Maybe as a depiction of the generation we now live in, or as a depiction of what the music industry is all about. But I want you to introduce yourself to us. Who is Vimbai before the Vimbai we know today?
Vimbai has never changed. Don't talk about before and today.
Okay.
Vimbai has always been Vimbai Zimuto, and I'm an artist. I'm not just a musician, I'm an artist. There's a difference. When you're a musician, you just do music, and you're an artist, you do a lot more. You do visuals, you do drawings, you do acting, you do singing, so then you put yourself in the category of artist. I'm a musician. I was born in Chitungwiza, born and bred in Zengeza 3. My parents died when I was 10. I was raised by my grandmother, basically raised by the community.
In Chitungwiza?
In Zengeza, yes. And I come from Mashingo. I am
So do I.
Maposa Nungu. Yes.
The best kind.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the very calm ones, but yet so pricky.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. My music career started when I was very young, when I was, I would say, 6 years old, in the percussion band at Zimbabwe Primary School. My first instrument was a tambourine. And song yainzi madzitateguru kakurina neana. So and then I went to, when I was in grade 4, 5, 6 and 7, I did traditional dance, so I can dance mbakumba, shangara, chokoto, dine, chinyambera, mchongoyo, jerusalema, you name it.
I think I like mchongoyo. It sounds like something that I would really,
yes,
I would really be involved in.
It's really nice. And then when I went to Zengeza High School, studying my Form 1, the music was introduced the same year. That was 1997, and that's when the music started. First time as a class, as a theory class at Zengeza High School, and for some reason my class was chosen to be in there. So I met music at a very early age, and by then I was already playing bira in marimba. That means I learned bira at home. My aunt had bira, and the bira that I'm playing right now is the one my aunt gave me when I was 12.
You know what? You know what I find most impressive is, and I think perhaps we don't know enough yet, is you're not an alluvial artist. You're not like surface artist. You've got a lot of depth. You almost have a lot of linguistics to what your art is about. It's not just a singer. It's not just a dancer.
Yeah.
It's not just lyrics.
Yeah.
It's so much more, and sometimes when you have so much more, we don't get to appreciate it because we must go deep
You
to
have
get
to have
it.
a deeper understanding. But you know, I've always thought that Zimbabweans, this is something that should be easy for us to grasp, because we have so many proverbs. You know, so many. When we say kandiro kanenda kunobva kamwe, we're not talking about kapleti kane. I just said, you don't know kandiro kanenda kunobva kamwe. It's so mogane. We're not talking about a plate here. We're talking about
It's a euphemism.
Yes, that's exactly what art is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be, okay, this is what I'm saying literally. You have to look at it, and then you'll be like, okay, so there's a story behind the story, always in art. When you see a picture or a portrait of somebody who has put paint like this, like that, you look at it, everyone will be like, but if you look at it from why Anguita it means anger is so much anger, and that person failed to put the things they wanted to put on that art because their anger was driving them so much, and then all you see in that art is anger if you look beyond.
A lot of your music, at least the one that is most popular, you are very careful with your writing about love. It's almost as if your pen finds the issues to do with love, particularly the bedroom, the most easy or passionate to write. Why the bedroom?
It's because it's something that we have with that is, how you say that, our pride, and that we decided to put away because we think it's shameful.
The bedroom.
Yes.
Okay.
We've decided to put it away because we think it's shameful, but it's something.
But everybody does it. I do it.
Yeah, everybody does it, but we don't want to accept that we do it.
So it's like we can't talk about the bedroom.
We find it so hard to talk about the bedroom issues to a point where mwana anotororwa agobvisirwa mari anditika, and then moda kuzotanga kutaura nyaya yebedroom mwana adzoswa kunzi ngaambodzokera kunorairwa kuti amboudzwa kuti kumurume kunoitwei.
And that is so wild because the pillow is where a man can be made or destroyed. Perhaps a woman can be made or destroyed.
Takadzidziswa kunzi chikafu ndo chinoita izvozvo.
Not the bedroom.
The fastest way to a man's heart is food, is through food. That's an African proverb in a lot of African.
Maybe it's a euphemism.
I don't know.
Maybe we're talking about another type
Yeah,
of.
maybe we're talking about another kind of food. Yeah, I don't know. I never looked at it like that. But I mean, that's what we learned. That's what we learn every day. That, you know, ukabikira murume bobo anenga abo. But we then fail to tackle the most important issue, which is intimacy. And intimacy is very, very important in a marriage, in a relationship. And kazhinji kacho ukatoona is kana chiti intimacy handisi kuti sex. People get me right. Intimacy is not sex. Intimacy is that connection that connects you, the one that you woti ndikakutarisa ndinonzwa kunyunguduka paunondiudza mashoko erudo ndinonzwa kuti hanasi ndinongotanga ngoda yaita kuti girls dzizodzura mauswa iyaya dara.
He loves me not. He loves
Yes.
me, he loves me not.
Akataura kuti ndinokutengera ndege wodziradzira uswa sure ere baby. You know that it starts from there. And then now, because our culture, our way of life has changed. Kudhara vakadzi vaingogara kumba vachizvara vachengeta mhuri vachibika vachita sei. Now we have issues whereby women work as well. Saka unobuda na 8 makseni uchienda kubasa uchidzoka na 5, same as your wife. That means that they now mese makaneta when you come back home. Vana vabvawo kuchikoro, you both have to concentrate on the kids. Mostly in our culture, mukadzi achaita izvozvo achamhanya kuti abikira murume aita this aita that and then aendesa vana kunorara, and then aroda kuti akupe rudo futi at the end of the day. You understand? So the reason, like, if you look at my song Apana Konenda, I sing it specifically for those things. Kuti we are forgetting why we are in a relationship. We're forgetting why we are in a marriage, which is the growth of a lot of small houses. Because isusu tiri mumba hatisi kuchaza kuti toita sei, tirifunga kuti we do it as a duty, but we forget kuti tofanira kutozviita bosi ndiri kudai nini. That's why if you hear Apana Konenda, mukadzi is the one insisting kuti let's do this.
When I look at your journey, I'm not surprised by your depth, and I want to tell you why.
Yeah.
Oliver Mtukudzi was very deep, a very different kind of depth, but he was deep. I don't believe you can be around such a deep writer and not end up deep. But where my question then is how did the transition take place from being around a deep writer who's almost a political current affairs sub-social writer, and you creating your own identity of style to say, I write about the things most intimate to lovers?
Okay, let's come back to Oliver Mtukudzi first. He was not just deep with his lyrics, he was a deep person. Is his personality, he was that kind of person who angazingangodambuke kuti mashoko pese pese, but paanozovhura muromo waiti okay mazvinzwa here zvekutaura, you know, because vaitaura zvinhu zvine mutsindo zvekuti each time pavaitaura wangosingeti izvo zvekuti ndara vangotaurawo vachiita izvo zvekuti vari kuti chinasi, you know. So you capture whatever knowledge you can capture in that moment. Some of us were fortunate enough to spend that much time now. And dzimwe nguva taigona kuchibva kuLondon kuenda kuNewcastle, it's like almost a 7-hour drive. Muri mese mukakombi kako vachikuudzai some of the stories that you would never believe ukangodzinzwa also. So, you know, as a person, vanga vaine a deeper understanding of a lot of our culture and a deeper meaning to most of the things that he sang about. And if you listen to most of his songs, especially if the latest album that he did just before he passed, it was talking about a lot of you know, there's a lot of explanation that needs to happen for you to grasp what he's actually saying. You know, you have to have an ear to listen beyond just the song, but the lyrical content and the meaning behind.
I want to have some fun with you.
Okay.
So we're going to play a game with 21 questions.
Oh.
You have to answer quickly, and you have to answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. I believe this game is going to help people get to know you better, okay?
Oh my God, why? Okay.
Okay. How old were you the first time you had sex?
19.
19.
Yes, 19, and when I was 20, I had my first baby.
Okay.
That's how fast it went.
Favorite song right now?
Oh, favorite song right now? Zimbabwean or
Favorite song right now, period.
Acie. Tell me.
Okay. If you could be left on an island with any Zimbabwean musician who is a male and you're stuck with him for 2 days, who would you pick?
Wow. Eish. Japraise.
Winky D or Japraise?
Japraise.
Stana or Mudiwa?
Stana.
Cindy or Amara Brown?
Amara.
Who's the most gifted Zimbabwean musician?
And Imrezo.
If you could have one more collaboration with any artist in Zimbabwe that you haven't had a collaboration with yet, who would the artist be?
I would love a female. It can be anyone. Really. It can be Amara, it can be Tammy, it can be Cindy. It would be nice to have a good song with a female artist.
When you look at the upcoming artists that are in the game now, so the Takuras, the Tammys, the new age voices, who's the hottest in the market?
When you say hottest, what do you mean? By music or
Who's the
just
one you
appearance?
rate the highest?
Oof, that's really tough because everybody brings their game, you know? And their game is different from the other, so it's tough to say this one is the hottest, this one is...
Who are
yeah.
you feeling a lot right now?
Who am I feeling a lot right now? I think Tammy looks hot. She's hot.
Yeah?
She's a package.
I love Tammy. I think she's the most underrated artist in this country.
Yes, because I would say she's way ahead of her time. And the things that she does, we have not yet understood yet.
Just like you.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think she's like there, and by the time we catch, I think at some point, most of us end up having to come back from there and try to adjust. So I just hope she doesn't do that. She just keeps going, and I think she's amazing. She's one of the best vocalists in Zimbabwe, if you ask me.
When you meet a man, what's the first thing you're looking at? Or looking out for?
Or what I'm looking out for. Mostly I look for the connection.
Do you think we have a connection?
No.
Do you like lying?
Well,
It's okay, you don't have to answer that. We don't kiss and tell around here.
no, I think we have a certain way of thinking that is a bit the same. We are breaking barriers, people.
We're mavericks.
Huh?
We're mavericks.
Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
Mavericks. I didn't know that.
Those who think outside of the box and set the new
Oh my
trends.
God, that's the sentence I was looking for. Yeah, the thinking outside the box and not thinking like.
Favorite country that you visited?
Canada.
What's your love language?
What do you mean love language?
Oh, they say there's 5 life languages. I don't know if you've ever heard
Life
of
language.
Love language.
Love language. Oh, you mean as in actual language? I think Italian.
Okay.
Yes. People say French, but I've heard Italian speak. So.
Okay. So there's a book that was written, and it's called The 5 Love Languages, and it identifies 5. It says it's either acts of service, or physical touch, or words of affirmation, or gifts, or
Oh, so that's what you mean.
yeah. So of those, what's your love language?
Like I said before, connection. If we don't
The chemistry.
connect, the chemistry. If we don't connect, it doesn't matter if you're rich, if you're handsome, if you're good looking, if you have muscles. That doesn't matter for me because the richness does not sit with me on the couch. It doesn't rub my feet. And your handsomeness does not give me the laughter I need or the love that I need or the cuddle that I need or whatever. The connection to me is the most important thing.
You were in Zimbabwe for a couple of days. Why are you in? Why are you back?
Well, I have to finish my album. I have to do a couple of videos, and I love the Zimbabwean touch. That's why I do a lot of, I would say 99% of my recordings I do in Zimbabwe, and I work with Zimbabweans, and I think Zimbabweans are very talented.
There's a song. In fact, you can pick your own song. I want us to play a song. I want us to sing along to it. So you pick. Give us a song of yours that you want us to recite. Okay, let's play that. Okay. I like the beat already. Okay. Go mama. Go mama. Go beat. Go beat. Go beat. Go beat.
My baby, Matimai, Matimbuya, Joshanda Sikune Sikati, Pana Mama Bespa Chiritibura, Kere Kanjiparita, Bangeri, Pambare Musika Kuma Jupegi, Chiriko, Oscara. My baby, Matimai, Matimbuya, my baby, Matimai, Matimbuya, Oyandi Kuruke, free and just like an Oyandi Kuchinja, Randy, Oyandi Kupe.
I like it. I think it's a beautiful song. I'm gonna put the tag so everybody can go and check it out.
Yeah.
I think people who don't know that you can sing, I want you to sing. Can I tell you, can I name a line of a song and just sing it a cappella?
Yeah.
Killing Me Softly.
Okay.
So I need you to give me an a cappella, because I need them to understand that you're not just beautiful in body, which I think you are. I think you're also beautiful in voice. So my pick is Killing Me Softly.
Okay, let's see if I still remember the words. Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
Dun 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 dun.
Hey, I found it. Yeah, something like that.
Vimbai, I want us to go to the pictures that have broken the internet literally. You posted the first one, you posted the second one, you posted the third one.
Yeah.
You got attacked by some, you got admired by others, but I don't think you were understood by neither. Because nobody took time to understand what it is you were trying to do. So I'm not bothered about what people reacted. I'm bothered about what you meant. So walk me through the meaning of the semi-nude pictures that you published.
All right, so the first ones, the first two, I just gave a random caption depending on what you see in the picture. for me, I grew up with so much hate for myself because I was sexually abused when I was a kid, and I grew up I was just telling myself I don't deserve good things. And then because my parents died when I was 10, I had also other relatives who would tell me, she will be nothing, you can never be anything, you will. So I grew up with, I can't do this, I can't, with an I can't thing in my body. And then I hated myself. Imagine, I know I'm a beautiful woman, but still I thought I wasn't. And I hated myself for it. So a couple of years ago, which is I think 6-7 years ago, that's 8 years ago, I got married to a white guy, and his mom always said, Vimbai, you're beautiful. Imagine, I got to be told the first time by somebody that I was beautiful by my mother-in-law. She would give me a hug every time she sees me. She would say, Vimbai, come. I didn't know the importance of a hug all these years until 8 years ago. I didn't know what a hug can do. A hug can heal a soul, I'm telling you. So each time she hugged me, at first I was like, okay, let's just hug this woman, because she wants some hugs. And then I started to feel, each time she hugged me, I started to feel angry. Does she really have to hug me? My anger started coming out. Does she really have to hug me? And she comes, she gives me a hug. She gives me a hug. And my anger was doubling every time, which means I had all these burden things that was keeping for so long that started to come out like, okay, I can actually feel something. I was numb for years. And then after that, I started to learn to hug my own children because I realized the hug is that important. At first it was tough to hug my children. I cried hugging my own children, like, oh my God. But it took me 5 years of that hugging going on. And of course, I even ended up having to divorce my husband because I was so much with anger, it destroyed my relationship. I was angry at everything. And then I listened to the song of Whitney Houston, that's The Greatest Love of All. Do you know, I've always known that song. I've always known that song.
The song by Whitney Houston?
Yes, The Greatest Love of All. I've always known that song, but I never really understood what that song meant until that day when I was crying and it was playing. That the greatest love of all is loving yourself. Love yourself. But do we really put it in practical?
In practice.
In practice, I would say. So, in that particular moment, I decided, okay, Vimbai, you need to learn to love yourself. I started to look at myself in the mirror and tell myself, Vimbai, you're beautiful. Vimbai, you're extraordinary. You are talented. You are amazing. Every day I'll tell that to myself in the mirror. And then I started to do my body workouts. If you've noticed, for those who follow my Instagram, you can tell that my trainings didn't start a long time ago. I started less than 2 years ago to do training and keeping up healthy and eating healthy and all that. It didn't start a long time ago. It is this time that I found love for myself, that I said, oh, Vimbai, you know what? You can keep this looking good. You can keep this feeling good. You can eat good. You can do that. And then that nude shoot, it came out of the blues. I just asked one of my friends who's already doing
Came out of the blue?
Yeah. Okay. Like I just thought about it, like, okay, I want to do a nude shoot. It didn't take me 1 week to think about it and have it shot.
And how did you feel about it?
Liberated.
Good.
I felt so much liberated because...
Did it give you the release that you needed?
Oh my God, you can look at me, Acie, and tell me and say, Vimbai, if you see the way I look now, do I look like I have insecurities? Now I'm feeling, I'm so full. Like I don't need anybody to tell me anything, to tell me, Vimbai, you can't do that. I can tell you I can do it. Vimbai, you are not that. Please, who are you? You're not supposed to tell me that.
So was it for you, or was it for your followers?
Mostly it was for me.
You just let us participate in the experience.
Exactly. And then, of course, I expected the backlash from people, and I expected also other people to see it as art. So I didn't feel horrible. Of course, it's one or two times I felt like, okay, maybe, but I never regretted it because it made me feel good.
I want to tell you something. I don't know a single successful person who is not controversial.
That is exactly true.
I don't know a single legend who doesn't tear public opinion. So when your name is mentioned and public opinion is split, firstly, your name is mentioned.
That is
okay?
That is true.
It's actually mentioned.
Yeah.
And then the fact that it tears public opinion is exactly the stuff that makes up legends.
Yes.
You tell me one legend whose name does not tear public opinion. Even in music.
Yes.
Say Michael Jackson, tears public opinion.
Exactly.
Say Whitney Houston, tears public opinion. Aretha Franklin, same thing. So I want to tell you how I feel about it.
Okay.
When I saw it the first time, I said, whatever brain is behind this knows exactly what it's doing. Because it wasn't tacky. It was well calculated that you gave us the picture. The act was more, but you gave us what was for us.
Yeah.
Because you were completely naked. And you could have given us your private parts with you. So the act was completely naked, but you gave us what was for us.
Yeah.
But most importantly, it worked. I mean, people
would
say
say- Yes, it
you wanted
really-
attention.
Yeah, but
Who-
who doesn't?
I mean, this very show is about the getting attention.
No, besides, everybody who's on Facebook wants some attention of some sort. Everybody who's on Facebook wants attention. Everybody who is talking or commenting, they want attention of some sort. If you look at it, most of the time, most of the people who are talking, they rose from dead. They were not known anymore, and now they are talking about me. So everybody wants attention. If somebody puts up a live and they are talking about me, what do they want from that live? Attention. Nothing else. They're not talking because they care about me. No, they want attention. You see? So for me, I think attention is something that even companies pay big
Of
to
course.
get.
I mean, the battle now in marketing is the battle for attention span.
Exactly. If you see these banners we're passing through, this is what attention seeking. They're looking for attention, these people. You know, and everybody who's doing business in whatever part of business they're doing is looking for attention.
I think you've done a masterful exercise of controlling a narrative. I think your music is great. I want you to know that I support you.
Thank you.
And I want you to know that I stand by what makes you feel good. The most important thing is you must be able to go to sleep at night, not me.
Yeah.
So if what you're doing allows you to go to sleep at night, baby girl, don't you dare stop for nobody.
Yeah.
So from one maverick to another, I want you to know, we, especially here at TLF, we're in absolute awe at what you're doing.
I don't normally read a lot more comments, but people talk more about culture and how I am destroying
Uncultured.
or how I'm uncultured, or how I've lost my morals because of the nudity. Okay, I just want to make people understand that nudity is part of my art. It has nothing to do with the rest of what Vimbai does. And right now I'm not naked. I shouldn't be, because right now I'm having an interview. There's a difference. And when we talk about culture, I would like to make this to just read everybody to have a clear mind and look at it from this perspective. our ancestors were comfortable so much in their skin. They didn't care if their skin was lighter, darker, or whatever. And they would still wear mapane shashiko like it was okay, you know? Because everything was okay.
Maybe they didn't know better.
Yeah, until white people came and then they told them to wear some dresses and because they need to cover up. And then the white people took the nakedness and took it to their own environment. So basically, they stripped off the most important, how do you say that, the most liberal thing we had, which is we're comfortable, so much comfortable in our own skin. It bothered a lot of people.
Nakedness.
Nakedness
bothers people.
Yes. They were bothered. Don't put it, they were bothered we were naked. They were bothered because we were so comfortable being naked. Do you understand what I mean? It's like...
And naked is the ultimate truth.
Yes. So if you can face nakedness, if you can be naked and not be bothered, if you can be just standing there and not wonder what people think, then you have thick skin. You are comfortable in your own self, and then the other person wants to tell you that that is uncomfortable. And after they tell you that that is uncomfortable, they give you clothes and then they go and they strip off. Which...
That is the most beautiful explanation of nakedness I think I've heard. Because essentially you're saying, I see you naked, I don't like it, so I give you personality and I say, now be what I like.
Exactly.
So I strip all of you in exchange for me. And like a serial number or a barcode on stock, we must all be the same. We must be a homogeneous entity. But nakedness is the real you. Nakedness is the real me. Your naked voice, your naked body, your naked heart. But we now live in a world that says truth is bad, naked is bad. Lie that you're happy.
Yeah.
Lie that you're
like
okay.
This thing you have, because it's said to be taboo for you not to have that thing. So I think the reason why nakedness in art tells a lot more different stories than you can imagine is because it is the only way you can come out and say, look, ndawiyandeka, so this is me,
who I am.
This is the truth, this is what it is. Nothing more, nothing less.
I love your nakedness. And with that, thank you for coming on TLFDrive. Let's go get some food.
Yes, thank you so much.
Hey,
Can't
bye.
wait to have those drumsticks.
You like chicken wings?
No, I love drumsticks.